Hi guys, and welcome to episode 2 of my recap stories of the tabletop RPG games with Pokemon called A Journey Through Kanto. And last we left off, finished up session 1 and session 2, where all the players met. We got our license to become trainer, raised ourselves off for an Indigo League. And then we have first getting to the Poké Center, where Max did almost a hop and flew away with the wind. And of course, we managed to capture him before he did that, and still weird, like we had a storm around Kanto when all the weather report we have been checking out so far a journey to Kanto, to Paratown, were not supposed to be a storm there that day, but it was. Still have not figured out what that was. I don't think we have cared too much either. And we entered the Poké Center for having a one night there before heading out, because if one of your friends, newly acquired friends, almost fly off from a wind, yeah, not a good way to start a journey. So we went there. Cindy had a little go look around, misjudge which floor she was supposed to be on, apparently. And when she met up with us guys, Max and Gil has already had a small training fight. Had the Pokemons being taken care of at the Poké Center. Rain was up in his room, taking care of his Poké Egg, making sure it was healthy and fine. Then we have a little electric search. Our electricity went out on the Poké Center. It was took a little while before the backup generator started to work a bit. We checked it out because Max saw some guys sneaking around outside. And apparently it was come clear to us when we went downstairs and found 4 more guys dressed in crazy clothing and started demanding we give them our Pokemon. Of course, we refused. Max and Ghost Pokemon was still behind the counter, somewhere inside there, being healed or had been healed. We don't know yet. I think they had. So it was just Rain fighting up 2 guys. Had a luck with the dice, so that Civica, the Totodile Rain starter Pokemon, did not get hit, but it was starting a bit dire because apparently we could figure out so much. There was Ghost type, and Civica's Scratch did nothing, only had a water gun. We were saved by a more experienced trainer. We went to the Pokemon lab, since we saw, at least Max mentioned he saw guys sneaking out towards the lab. We went and checked it out, found more guys, we fought a bit, figured out that Sydney's partner Centret has no attacking moves, but she was able to use one of her Pokemon's moves to make sure like Scratch could hurt the Ghost type Pokemon with Foresight, which is good. We kind of get us ass handed to us. Then Max went with the deception play and Cena backed him up a bit, and it seemed like it was working. And while they were discussing should we withdraw or not, one of their friends tell them that, oh, we got what we came for. Let's get out of here. Rain tried to stop one of them by trying to punch the guy into the ground, do a slightly violent citizen's arrest. Didn't work because they used teleport to get out of there. And we left off but healing our Pokemon and waiting for the next day to have a shopping day, where we start our second day. And mostly Rain, he went in there and bought an egg incubator for his egg so it's more protected, and not risking cracking it inside his bag in case something happens during the journey from Pallet to Viridian. And then he bought some food for himself and for his Totodile, which is nicknamed Civica, which is gonna be a theme, hopefully with my main team, that all my Pokemon will have a character named after a character of the Arcane Show. And my words are slurry, and sorry, had a really bad week with sleep, I would say. So it's gonna be a bit obvious for a while. Anyway, back to the story. So that's what Rain bought. Max and Go kind of helped each other to buy a 6-man tent for us. And Max went with mostly Pokeballs. I think Go went with some Pokeballs, but also some berries and food, of course. So when we kind of... And Sydney went with food, Pokeballs, shovels. She emptied her bank account, basically, in one go. I think she emptied it. Maybe she had like $50 left, or between $10 or $50 left. I think Go had about $200, something like that, and Max was also broken. And I had about 40 Pokédollars left because I spent 10 Pokédollars for a magazine specific for breeders to like get more information about the farmers and breeder trainers around Kanto, because Rain is a Pokemon breeder and he truly wants to find other breeders or farmers that specialize in specific Pokemon and try to buy eggs from them and also get knowledge of how to take care of them. And after all the shopping trip, we started our day. Now, when traveling from town to town, you spend every day rolling to see how the weather is, and then you spend 4 rolls with a d20 to see if you encounter anything. Unless you want to spend a day specific searching for something, because that's a downtime search, which takes mostly a day, which then delays the traveling time. But otherwise, you will roll a d20 4 times a day to see if you encounter something, if there's an item, a Pokemon, a trainer, in any capacity. And the DC for getting something is 15. And if you fail, the number goes lower by 1. And if you succeed, it resets to 15. So it took us most of first day to find a Pidgey. A regular Pidgey. It was Rain who found it. But he wasn't really interested in having a Pidgey, so he asked Max and Go, and of course Sydney, if they wanted to have a go at it, and Max wanted to. So Max battled it, got it low, but after about 7 throws, didn't catch it, we let it go. And we did not encounter anything else during that day. Then comes the second day, where we rolled to see. I think it was first or second roll. Go managed to find a very small Spearow, pygmy-sized Spearow, which means it's half as tall as a regular Spearow. And as we roll, and it was like, okay, we don't really want that. Like, do we want or do we not? But then when, after the DM asked for a roll, we got really lucky, guys. That means with a 1% chance to actually get a shiny in this game, we rolled, I think it was Go that rolled this. And he rolled, and we now facing a pygmy shiny Spearow. Our second encounter through this journey so far is a shiny Spearow. And now both me and Max are, okay, we gonna get this Pokemon because shiny is a rare and we just found one. So we teamed up 3 against 1. I know it's a bit shading, but hey, it's a game where like it's harder to actually capture Pokemon in the regular games. if you do with throwing a regular Pokeball. So we managed to get it down, and then we decided that everyone gets a shot to throw the Pokeball at it. And me and Go failed twice. Second to last Pokeball off Max, and he had 3 left because he bought 5 during our little shopping day. So he had 10 total. So it's the second to last Pokeball he throws. He gets it. So now, the first wild Pokemon to join our team is a shiny Spearow. Half the size of a regular Spearow. And, of course, we're all happy about it. And lo and behold, not only is it a shiny Spearow, it is a female Spearow with adamant nature. Which anyone who has Pokemon knowledge knows that is the perfect nature for a Spearow, since Spearow is a physical attacker. So I'm so delighted for the guy who plays Max, because he gets the first shiny of the game, and he gets with a perfect nature for it as well. And also, like, kind of funny, we have an app. We have 3 average size Pokemon. We have an alpha Pokemon in Savika, my Pokemon. And now Max get to have a pygmy size Pokemon. So we have technically like 3 different sizes of Pokemon within 5 Pokemon a total, which is so fun. And I hope that trend continues sometimes later on. We need to see and wait and roll. But if I get some eggs where I can actually get what I want, I might even get a king-size Pokemon. That would be fun. So yeah, that was all hype for today. And then I think that was the last roll of the day. We encounter another trainer. And it appears later on we realize she's an ace trainer, and this is her second go for the Indigo League. We didn't know at the time, but she was heading to Palatine to challenge the gym there. We have already established that is Lily from the Alola regions who runs that gym, and it's a fairy type gym. Have kind of figured that out and got it confirmed with this trainer. So we have kind of, we talked a bit about it. And she gave some clues. I think she gave some clues about the gym in Viridian. She says she struggled with it at least. And she's going to try her fortune with the Palatine gym. And me and Go kind of didn't want to look good challenge in the mouth and throw it away. So we challenged her. First was, of course, Go, which is a Galarian Farfetch'd. And she sends out an Ivysaur. And I would say that fight was decent. But in the end, Go lost. It was a decent fight all around, but I think Ivysaur was a bit too strong for his Farfetch'd, which is named Leak. So we went, and that was my turn. But technically, I didn't really have the money to challenge this gym leader because I had $40 or maybe $50 left. So I think, I don't remember what my price was. I was a bit, you need at least $100, I was below that. No, I think it was 90. I was just below 100. Like, I will confirm this with the other guys. And I think next time I do a recap video, I will have that present, or maybe my mind will work again and I will remember. But I think it was 90 because I had 40. Anyway, I managed to make a deal like, okay, can we go with half the amount regular because I don't really have the money, but I wanted to try it out and wanted to see her out of her Pokemon. So she agreed, and I faced up with her Staryu. So now it's a 2 water type against each other. And my match was worse. In the sense of I could not get in range to hit Staryu, but Staryu could hit Civica. So in the end, even though with friendship points we have on our Pokemon, we can use them to negate damage a bit. I think it's one friendship point takes away 1 or 2 wounds. I think it was 1, then later on has been changed. But like 1 wound for 1 friendship point. I think it was at that point. And I felt, no, she has done pretty good fighting and with a good strategy of keeping distance, but still be able to hit me, or at least my Pokemon. So I let Civica faint. But don't worry, in this game, like a full night's rest gives them back up to full health. If you have a long rest, full health again. This is a tabletop RPG game, so that's nice to hear. And so we ended day 2 with a capture of a shiny Pokemon and 2 trainers losing to 1 trainer. Day 3 happens, and I think there's 1 or 2 rolls before we get to our bushes, and I think it's me noticing something black and yellow, and we sneak a little before without scaring the Pokemon, and it turns out to be a Pichu, which was kind of nice and a surprise to me because I'm still during this session a bit too much into game logic mechanics. So I was thinking this should not be here, and I was like, oh yeah, it's not a game, it's a totally different game. We have both from the Nintendo games, we have from the anime and the manga, so I need to keep in mind that, but it was still thinking about the red and blue, yellow, all the Kanto games I knew of. So it was a bit of a surprise, but a nice surprise. But we was low on Pokeballs, and so since I was the one who found it, I tried doing a Pokemon handling to try to encourage it to join me, because who doesn't like a Pichu? It's a cute Pokemon. And I did some really good rolls, managed to encourage it to join me with some apples, with a promise of more apples if it joins me. And the DM made it fun, like, in a way of Pichu tried to eat the whole apple, which is the size of his head. Even if I cut it to half, it was still too big for it, so I had to cut it up more. But I managed to capture it, and I nicknamed this UA, since it was a female with a quirky nature, I named it UA, and which I got from watching Arfureta from Weakest to World's Strongest. And since Yue is a blonde vampire queen with some black and red eyes, that's a good nickname for a Pichu. Then become Pikachu, and I forgot that Raichu doesn't really have the red cheeks, yellow cheeks. But as for now, that's what I thought of it, and I went with Yue is the Pokemon she just doesn't scare easy. It's she looks at every single Pokemon and you're not that tough. So, and so we continued the day. Then we found something burning on the ground. We don't even know what it was. All of us were speculating Diglett, Sancho, and stuff like that. And Goat was trying to figure out try to sneak up and try to find it. A little late, rain started like fall slightly below. In case it was nothing we couldn't handle, I could grab Go and pull him off, which I needed to. Oh yeah, I don't know. We actually found some berries on the way as well. So I think we found 2 lum berries, which is good. But what's gonna happen? We kind of got attacked by a really big Gyarados. High level Gyarados was the one burning on the ground. It was territorial, and yeah, it attacked us because a bit angry, if I remember correctly. We did try to like defend ourselves. The ending goes well. Go got poisoned. Sevika got Yui got poisoned. But then we managed to somewhat calm it down, so it was more like a standoff situation between us. And then Go really wanted to try to capture it, which angered it some. But instead of continue attacking us, he just decided to get the hell out of Dodge. Like, I ain't dealing with this. I'm gone. And we couldn't capture it. So we have to use the lum berries to heal Go and heal Yue. And with them, nothing really more happened during that day until the evening, when Sydney noticed us being up and having like some kind of watch. Something was moving around in her bag. It was weird because her Pokemon is outside next to her. She doesn't have anything living in her bag. Turns out it's another Pichu. And this Pichu has already eaten some of her berries she bought. And Sydney, as turned out, is a bit of a go with the flow kind of girl. Like, yeah, I would go that way. I don't know how I got here, but okay, let's go this way then. That kind of girl, like, which is really funny, but it was like, okay, we need to keep track of her a bit. We need to lead the way, not her. But that would be some fun shenanigans later on, I suppose. So she talks it, and this page you had like more like, I can take you, but not the best rolls with handling from the last roll, and she managed to do what I did and capture Pichu without needing to battle it. And then we got like this Pichu was also female, and with some conducting reasoning somewhere we realized, oh, this might be the sibling of the Pichu Rain caught. Another female, hard nature, and she nicknamed her Pichu Paprika because she likes to eat, apparently. And so that was the end of day 3. And day 4 happens, and nothing really get caught our attention. Nothing we found. We found more berries, stuff like that, and enter the town of Viridian City, where oh yeah, during the last day we all got called from parents because we did not keep in contact with our families. I managed to have a good conversation with my character's mom, and managed to get advancement of my so-called what is it called in English? managed to get some investment on my money we get from parents. Apparently, I managed to get about a thousand, I think. So I managed to buy something, mostly food, some Pokeballs, but mostly food. I've spent my money on some food, and now we're gonna spend next session in Viridian City. I hope you liked this video, and if you did, don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you know when this goofball with this really bad choice of words sometimes said on our videos. No, I'm just kidding. But I am a goofball, and I will have more videos. Until then, good night everybody, and see ya!